Hello everyone, I'm Joohui Son. I'm working as an architect based on Seoul, Korea. I'm a professor in Hanyang University. As a designer, you have to finding some interesting facts that no one can do it, but you can do things. To find that, I think you have to challenge many things, be confident, and then do some experimental things, what you like. That is your life property.
Let's talk about this community center. How this design come about?
Gangwon-do area, which is the mountainous area, used to famous for coal mining village. After the coal mining industries diminished, they have some economic difficulties. Government decided to build a casino house near this area to survive their economically. That was the only casino that Korean people can go in. There is several casinos, so that was the only casino that Korean allowed to go in, and then other ones here is only foreigners. There is a river in front of that, so this south part, which is closer to that casino, their commercials are going high. But here, where the original people are living, this is the really still keep the old town, and then they don't have any like community facilities. So government decided to give them some facilities, community facilities there. This area is a kind of undeveloped area. They use some metal with the like red color, orange color, blue color. There's a really dispersed. There's no like a common design. There's no like consistent color. So I made this building as a white. There's only few daylight comes in because of the mountains are too high around that area. So I wanted to give them enjoying then lighting difference, the pattern through the facade. So I make it like I go in and back the facade. And then detail-wise, if you folding into the window, then the more time the light comes into the indoor space. That's what I wanted to have it. So that's why on top of the lower level, I wanted to make that some object for them so that it can be some like a main community building, for them. Program-wise, here they have some oil making facilities. These village people come together and then make the oil together and then sell it so that they can earn the money. Government to give them cafe to running themselves. They can have a more profit. They do have some community center for the elder people with the shower area so that they can enjoy the bath. Here on top of that, they have some small housing so that they can rent to the gambling people and then they can earn the money. So basically this one is not only just gathering the people, they earn their money for them. They earn their money themselves and they can survive themselves and sustainably.
You are very skillful in using curve, but why in here you choose the diagonal shape?
I wanted to make it contrast. If you have this round shape, there is a gradually having a shadow. But if you have a sharp edge, then this one is shadow, this one is a sunning bright side. I wanted to make a diverse pattern during the daytime, depending on the angle of the sun. Here, I wanted to make them, even in the community area on third floor, they have a small outdoor space. So each floor have a different outdoor space that I wanted to create. Here they have a front courtyard. This is a small stream is coming around. They have some festivals along this river. They have some small gathering area. This level, they can see the stream directly. And then from the cafe, they have some terrace. Through these stairs, they can come and go in and out directly. Here have some private courtyard on top of that.
You do use Korea as a very strong concept.
Yeah, for this one as well. If they request a different program for each floor, depending on the program, how to make a different outdoor space, at the same time, how to make it one single system or consistent design.
Let's talk about the school project you are working on now. Let's start with the Songgok. Why you have this chance working into this project, the housing, the remodel?
Because of the number of the students is significantly diminished in Korea. That's the because of the birth rate. That's the serious social issues in here. It's not possible to build a new building in one day, right? So using the old school building, they have to have something different because there's many empty classrooms. We used to have at least 12 classrooms per 1 year back in 15 years ago, but now they have only like 6. They're getting half of them is supposed to use another space. Also, the educational concept is different from the 20 years ago. They wanted to provide something creativity space. So Seoul, the educational department hired the young architect to have them that business. As a start, they do some library changing, remodeling program, and then they pick 100 architects in Seoul. They list up and then they give the list to the school. The school is picking up the architects and then they discuss that, interview them.
The government provide the money. That's a very good system.
Yeah, so I was one of them, and then I started a small project as a start, and then they like it. The other school is coming to see that the other school's principal wanted to hire me. So that's what I spread to.
So how many schools you are working on right now?
If I consider that Songgok is 1, Yeonglan is 1, they do have 2 and 3 schools, but 1, then 5.
What do you see as the most pressing challenging or the key trend in the contemporary Korean architecture?
More than 80%, I think, we are living in apartment. One big architect company designing sometimes 5,000 units at once. Recently finished one is 12,000 units, the biggest one in Seoul, which means if they build a single house, the young architect or the individual architect lose the 12,000 houses project. So the Korean architect who wanted to do some like design has to get the less chance of that. So that's the apartment life is the problem for the Korean architects. If you have a more single housing life, then we have a much more chance to testing out our design, and then many Korean architects improve themselves with a better design. Also, the construction-wise, so because of that, only big companies that survive, and then small companies, it's not easy to survive here unless they have something specialties. In the past, a Korean construction company has a really good skills, and then they did a great job before. But recently, the construction, no one wanted to work for the construction field, especially Koreans. And so we hire the foreign people. Foreign people also work really hard, work really good, but it's not easy to communicate. That's the biggest issue in construction. But still, the price is higher, even using the cheap labor. So the skill is getting down and the price is getting up. Less people wanted to build the new buildings.
The young architects suffer from too young, so it's hard to get jobs. As you've been in these shoes, the first 2 years surviving, but gradually getting competition, wins and competition, and then you'll be designated as the school architect, and new project comes in, you realize the housing, the community center. So you are in the rising platform. So I think you only have 7 years practice, right?
Less than that. I started from 2019.
Roughly 6 years. What I'm referring to is that in this year, I think you did a lot of projects, right? Quite comprehensive in a way, even small, but the work that we see, project you are working on, I would say comfortable in your current situation. So from business point of view, what's your next move?
I wanted to get more architecture project. That's the more recent plan. Next, I wanted to get the company project, not the private one, for corporate project. Yes, it's a totally different field. The corporate project is, their requisition is different, their budget is also different, the location, the site is also different. I think that's the next level for the architect, but not the big company. I mean, not the Samsung, not Hyundai. I mean, just a small size of the business.
For the young architect, this is the good route to go. If we see Joohui, and somehow I think we can see his progress, as like you are saying, that he do some small housing, and then one day he get a chance to do a museum, art center, which is more public and also more is a private owner, corporate kind of owner. You can see that as a stepping stone that is moving up. So you are looking at this similar.
I think so. Actually, all Korean young architects. That's the good thing in Korea. There's all government projects supposed to have open the competition. Even if there's a really small project, like a small kindergarten, small government office or office building, they have to open up the competition for
So competition
everyone.
is the first step.
Yes, of course, there is a big competition as well. So which is like more like high ranked, the more famous architect. But as a start, that's the really good chance for us.
If you are talking to your 22-year student and he's asking you, I want to be an architect, how should I do? What will be your answer or your advice to him?
Even myself, some moment I was thinking that, quit the architect job. Yeah, when I was young. Even if I really love that, realistically, there's many hurdles to break up. After they heard from that kind of story a lot, the student think that, I have to give up because my professor say that I don't have any ability. Whenever they complaining about that to me, I say that there is many chance to move to the other field when you do the architect. Even after the 5-year working or 10-year working, there's a lot of field that they can move. Like they can go to the bank to deciding to borrowing the money to the corporate to build the house or not. As an architect, they can judge it that. Or they can go to the company when they build a new building. As a company side, they can give some comments on them. There's many possibilities. So just to do whatever your favorite jobs. And then if you keep going, even if you are moving to the other one, at least you are happy and no regret.
Final question is, we are in the era of so-called generative AI. What's the school's reaction to this AI technology? How you react as your studio going forward? Are you using AI as your design tool? What's your take now?
For the freshmen, I never let them use the AI. I think they have to learn the fundamental first so that they can see the AI images is good or not. For now, they cannot judge it. So after the fundamental education, if they go to the 4th or 5th or graduate school, they can use it. I think they have to use the AI as a tool. Don't let them be a real architect, but as an architect, we have to use the tools to broaden or expand in our perspective.
How about the practice side? Are you using AI now?
Oh yeah, I'm using the AI. After setting up the basic concept of the project, I just discuss with the AI what kind of design they can produce. Is it better than mine or not? Sometimes I just learn from them. Of course, within my intention. Actually, when I was in OMA, New York, I just worked there a couple of months, actually for the short period. They stepped to produce more than 100 models for each phase. The director see the 100 option and then they pick one of them. Within that option, we also produce more than several dozens of the concepts. So for now, I think AI can do that. When I work in OMA, I go to home like 4 a.m. and then come back to 9 and 10 a.m. Took the 1.5 day off in a month, including the weekend. I think AI changing that life. You can see tons of the options that within that concept. That's the good tools for that.
Thank you for sharing with all your knowledge and your project. It's a great trip to see you and to be with you.
Thank you for coming to Korea and thank you for interviewing. Yeah, it's a really honor.